If you think you had an effective workout just because you were in the gym for over an hour, I would actually suggest that your workout was probably very ineffective. This video, I'm going to go over 3 of the common mistakes that you use in terms of judging whether you've had an effective workout or not, and then give you 3 of the real signs that you should be using to judge that you've had an effective workout. Hello, welcome to the video. My name is Jodie and I help you change your beliefs so that you can change your body, your health, and your life. This video, I want to go over those common mistakes that you make in terms of judging whether you had an effective workout. Now, it's really important when you are weight training, whether your goal is fat loss or muscle gain, that you're actually getting the most out of your time in the gym. You want to know, you want to be able to leave the gym and know for sure that you've actually had a good workout. So many of you are using the wrong indicators to judge this and not really making any progress because you believe that you've had a good workout when in actual fact you haven't. So the first mistake I see people making has to do with time in the gym. They believe that their workouts must go for a certain amount of time, and usually the more time, the better. This is far from the truth. If you are able to sustain a certain amount of effort for more than an hour, unless you're a power lifter and you're resting for like 5+ minutes between sets, you're probably not actually training hard enough. You're not pushing yourself hard enough. Unless you're a powerlifter or unless you're a really advanced level athlete, you really don't need to be in the gym for more than 30 minutes to an hour to have had an effective workout. You need to stop training for time and train for effort in that time you're working out instead. More is not better, whether your goal is fat loss, whether your goal is muscle gain. Like if you are doing weight training, your goal while you're in the gym should be muscle gain, because that is going to help you get a better looking body that's leaner and tighter, and then the fat loss will come from your diet. You don't really go to the gym to lose fat because your diet takes care of that. Whereas you should be going to the gym to build muscle and get strong, and that is going to help you dramatically change your body composition. So the second mistake I see people making is training to get sweaty. They have this belief that the more sweat you produce in a workout, the more fat you've burnt. Now, I just mentioned that you shouldn't be training to lose fat. You should be training to build muscle because your diet will take care of the fat loss. But there's no association anyway between sweating and fat loss. Like, they're different mechanisms in the body. Just because you're sweating, like all that means is you're producing water to cool your body down. Sweating is a mechanism that your body uses to keep your core temperature stable. It has no relevance to fat burning whatsoever. So instead of training to sweat, you need to train to get strong. Some of my best workouts, I don't sweat at all. So I see people all the time saying like their hair is a sweaty mess and all of this stuff and feeling good about themselves because they've produced so much sweat, when really it doesn't mean anything. Like, it just means that your body is doing its job cooling itself down. The third mistake I see people making is training to get sore. Now, soreness, like muscle soreness, all that indicates really is that you either haven't used the muscles for a long time, or maybe never if you're a beginner to weight training, or it could indicate that maybe your training volume has increased, so you're doing a lot more reps than what you're used to, or a lot more sets, or you're using a heavier weight than what you're used to. So your muscles get sore when they're exposed to a stimulus that they're just not used to. Another reason your muscles might get sore is if your program or your workouts include a lot of eccentrically loaded exercises or slow eccentrics in them. So what I mean by this, if say you're doing a squat and instead of you doing a normal squat, you take like 4 seconds to lower down and then you come up. That is going to cause you to get more sore than just doing the normal squat. If you're doing isometric exercises, like just say a plank, that's not really going to make your abs sore, but doing a ab wheel rollout is going to make them sore. So soreness really just depends on the exercises in your program and how experienced you are doing them, and whether you're used to doing them, like in terms of doing them at the intensity and at the volume that is in your current program. So if you have a workout where you get really sore, it could indicate you've had a decent workout, but it's not always the case. And if you're training to get sore, that is a big problem, because if you're sore, that's actually a bad thing, because then when you go into the next workout, you're not going to be able to perform as well as you could if you were not sore or fully recovered. So you do want to make sure you're not getting too sore that it impacts recovery so much that you can't get back into the gym and train as strongly as you were doing last time you did that workout. Another thing to mention there, when you're in the gym and if your muscles are feeling sore, like if they're feeling like you get that burning sensation in your muscles, that doesn't indicate a good workout either. All that really indicates is that your muscles are running out of oxygen, and as a result, they don't have as much oxygen to make energy, so they make lactic acid instead. And the lactic acid buildup is what causes that burning sensation. So it doesn't indicate that you're having a good workout if you're doing more exercises that cause your muscles to burn. All right, so now we've covered the 3 mistakes that you might be making to assess your workouts. We're going to go over the 3 signs that you can use to know that you've actually had an effective workout. So the first sign that you've had an effective workout is that you've made progress on last week. What you should be doing is you should be following a structured training program, and every week you want to make sure you're progressing in your workouts in some way. Whether that means adding weight to a few of the exercises, or adding reps, or adding sets, or being able to do that exercise with better form or an increased range of motion, or resting for less time between your sets. They're all forms of progress that you should be striving for in every workout you do. It doesn't have to be every exercise though, but 1 or 2 or maybe all of the exercises if you're feeling particularly strong that day. Like, it does depend how you're feeling, but you want to be tracking your workouts and you want to be aiming for some kind of progressive overload to make sure you're getting the most out of them, because progressive overload is the key to muscle building. So if you're in the gym doing weight training, you should be aiming to build some muscle, and the key to that is progressive overload. So you want to be measuring progress that way by making sure you're adding some weight or adding sets or reps. They're the most common methods. Or you can decrease rest time, or just know that if you have done the exercise with better form, that is progress as well. You won't always be able to progressively overload, not on every exercise, and maybe you'll get workouts where you can't because you're just having a shit week and you feel run down, or maybe like some weeks we're just not as strong, and that's normal. If you can't make that progressive overload in a workout, it doesn't necessarily mean you've had a bad workout, because you should then assess that workout for what it is on the day and ask yourself, have you pushed yourself to, have you put effort into that workout? So what I recommend using then is a rate of perceived exertion. So what that means, this RPE scale, generally you'll have a scale from 1 to 10, where 10 is I couldn't have done any more reps, and 1 is like, that was super easy, I could have done like 10, 20 more reps. When it comes to you choosing what weight to use and assessing how that set went, you usually, this might be indicated in your program. If it's not, you usually want to be aiming for an RPE of around 8 out of 10, like 7 to 8 out of 10. And that basically means you could do maybe 2 to 3 more reps on that set, and that's all. You don't have to go to failure on every exercise. Usually the way I program, I like to start off with the compound movements, and on those ones I will say go for an RPE of around 7 to 8. And then on the final exercises, they're usually easier isolation type exercises, lower risk of injury. And on those ones, you can really push yourself to failure. So an RPE of 10 where you could not do any more reps even if you tried. But there's various ways of setting this up. I'm not saying that's the one way you have to, but just know to assess your effort in that particular workout. If you were feeling like, if you had a really bad sleep the night before and you're feeling run down, you go to the gym and you get your workout done. If you didn't hit the weights you hit last week, and if you couldn't get all your reps out and maybe you had to take a set off, as long as in that moment in time you felt that you were pushing yourself and you were still putting effort into that workout and striving for that RPE of 8 on most exercises, then that is still a good workout. That brings me to my last sign of having a good workout. Usually you know inside whether you pushed yourself enough or whether you slacked off in your workout. I know myself, if I write my own programs, I cheat. I will not do a finisher, or I will take off sets just because I don't feel like it. And then I have to leave the gym and honestly assess, okay, that was a shit workout because I just didn't put the effort in and I didn't finish it. So now that you know all this and you know that sweating or muscle soreness or time in the gym isn't a good sign of a good workout, and you know that it's about effort and intensity and intent, like training with intent and training to have a good workout, they matter more. So now that you know that, you can go into the gym and honestly assess after your workout whether you have had a good one or not. If you do find yourself cheating like I do, get someone to keep you accountable. It doesn't have to be a coach, it can be a friend. Video yourself doing your exercises. I find that helps me as well. If I video myself doing my exercises, I tend to push myself harder because I feel like someone's watching me. Like I pretend in my head I'm going to post them to Instagram, or I'm going to show a friend, or I'm going to show a coach or someone to critique those exercises. And because I pretend that, I always go harder when I'm filming myself. Get your camera out and film your training, and that will give you that little bit of a push to actually push yourself harder, do the exercise properly, and not to cheat, basically. And always remember as well, while you're in there, like, you're in the gym for a reason. You want to get a particular result. Don't waste your time while you're there. Especially if you don't really enjoy going to the gym, go in, get it done, have a good workout, go in with that intention and leave honestly feeling like you did your best, and you're going to get to that result so much faster. That is all I have to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, send me an email, and thank you for watching. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. I will see you in the next video.